Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson after the Saints have maintained their 100% winning start to the season with a third successive victory, 3-1 at Clarence Park over Weston-super-Mare. A nice score, Ian. Not the greatest of games, though.
No, I felt it was like a pre-season game. It was like they had the ball, we had the ball, and it was very, very slow. The game was very ponderous, I felt, and it just took ages to get the game moving. The passing was slow, the movement was slow, and everything that we did was not great. I just didn't think the players had much in their legs today. I felt maybe Tuesday night for 10 men for 35 minutes might have took a little bit of out of their legs. So just pleasing to get the result in the end, and I felt at 1-0 we could have gone on and got a second and a third. Unfortunately, we've been undone again with a decision that I don't agree with, and they brought them back into the game. But I felt at 1-0 it was just starting to open up, and I felt we could have gone and got a second and a third just before half time. But the penalty gives them an opportunity to get back in the game, and then they frustrated us until obviously Reece has come on and bent a top weldy into the top corner.
Yeah, Weston I thought started really well. First 7 minutes we had two very good chances, didn't take either of them. Then, as you say, we did get on top. Sam Merson, third goal in 3 league games, can't ask for much more than that. And we had a really good spell, but the penalty seemed to knock the stuffing out of us.
Yeah, it did, because I think most people in the ground, let alone the 10 or 11 on the pitch, plus myself, didn't agree with the decision. But unfortunately, we seem to have these rules and regulations now where decisions are made, but as I've said, and I said it again on Tuesday, it has to be a deliberate handball. And for me, I've just looked at the highlights with yourself here, and it wasn't a deliberate handball. And you can't do a lot from a yard away when the ball hits you in the arm, and it's hit him in the arm, no doubt about it. But I watched TV last night and I watched Leicester player handball the ball blatantly, but the referee's argument was that the player was too near the ball. The ball hit his hand, which is fine, and that's the same on that one there. The lads tried to cross it. It's smashed against Sol's arm, which is understandable, but it wasn't deliberate, and I think these things have got to be deliberate, and there needs to be some rule change in terms of making life easier for us as managers and coaches, because I'm sure some of these referees don't know what decisions they're having to give or not to give, because it becomes very frustrating from our point of view.
The game turned back in our favour in the second half when you brought Reece Williamson on, an inspired substitution in. A short corner routine as soon as he came onto the pitch. Had that been previously planned?
Well, no, I think that the one thing about it is that we'd been throwing some corners into the box and we hadn't won anything in the box, so it was just trying to change things around maybe. And I don't think any of us expected it to end up where it ended up. But if you look at some of the videos of Reece over the last sort of 12 months, there's 3 or 4 goals on there that are all very similar to what he did. So we know he's got that in his locker, and it was just thankful we got that at the stage, because I think we was just getting a little bit frustrated. He was on top and he was looking for a second goal. We just needed a spark from somebody, and he gave us a spark when he came on.
And another inspired substitution, Charlie Walker. He looked to me like a player, when he came on this sub, like a player who needed a goal, and he got that one towards the end. Of course, 4 games now we've had, 3 league, 1 cup, and 4 goals for substitutes.
Yeah, which is important, and I said this, and I've said it before the start of the season, that at the moment with the squad we've got a 16-man squad. It's not an 11-man squad and 4 or 5 substitutes. We've got a squad at any stage I could put out and feel comfortable that the team we've put on the pitch will be capable of winning that game of football. So, and I said it before the games, the 5 subs again today have been very unfortunate. Not 1 or 2 of them have played today, but I went with the same squad or the same side that played on Tuesday night. But again, if I was to put Scotty Thomas in that side, it wouldn't change us whatsoever. And if you put Tom Gardner in there, you see when he came on Tuesday night, it's not going to change us. At the end of the day, we've got that squad, and whatever 11 I put on there, I feel comfortable that everyone will go and perform to the level that's required, and it'll allow me to just rest players and put players in and just give people chances to show us what they can do on a regular basis.
We're talking of resting players. Sam Merson went off at half time with, was it hamstring strain?
No, he's just got a tightness in his hamstring. We just didn't want to risk it. Obviously, with Chelmsford coming on Monday night, and then Paul next Saturday. So it was just for precaution, really. So it's silly to leave a lad on there that's feeling a little bit tight, and then that it could go to a full-blown hamstring. So it was a precaution to take him off. He's iced it second half, and it's settled down quite nicely now, and he feels quite comfortable. He'll be okay for Monday night.
The rest of the squad's fit, isn't it?
Yeah, all the squad's fit. We just need, as I said before, we need to bring 1 or 2 players in, but we need to make sure that they're the right players, and maybe we're looking over the weekend to see what we've got, what's available, and maybe might bring 1 or 2 faces in just to freshen it up on Monday now.
That's 3 straight defeats for Weston-super-Mare. Haven't got a point yet after they won their first 3 games of last season. But they were very good at keeping possession. They played the ball around, but there seemed to be a lack of edge, or our defence is very strong.
I'd like to think defensively we've been okay. I mean, obviously we see with 10 men against Wheelstone the other day, against their firepower, we managed to maintain their forwards. And Oxford, only a goal in the last sort of 10 seconds of that game, we'd have conceded a goal, and obviously a penalty today, and Dean really hasn't had a lot to do today, so defensively we've done very, very well. But as I said earlier, you know, we're gonna pick injuries up, we're gonna pick suspensions up, and it's going to be important that we maintain what we've started so far. But going back to your question with Weston, I mean, we got a report from Hungerford on Monday night, and it was exactly what we expected. They played some lovely football. They keep the ball for fun. Everybody wants to express themselves, and you know, they'll pick up some wins very shortly, because they're not a poor side. Coming here today, they've caused us some problems. And if they'd have got in front, I think it'd have been very, very difficult to break them down.
Monday night, away to Chelmsford City now, top of the table. That's us against second in the table. It should be a sellout.
Well, yeah, they get big crowds, so it's always going to be tough. You know, they've got a good side there. They've got a good squad there as well. I mean, Rod's built that up over the last sort of 12, 15 months he's been there. So we know we're going to be in for a very, very tough game. They're a strong side, powerful side, and you know, they were my tip before the start of the season that they'd go on and win the league, and I don't think there's anything that's going to change that now. They've gone to Bath and won, they've gone to Welling and won, and obviously beat Gloucester at home. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to test us, you know, 24 hours, 48 hours after today's game, and obviously playing with 10 men for so long on Tuesday night. But you know, we want these games. We want to be in an area, around that area. We loved it last year, and when we fell away, it became very frustrating. So you know, we've still got a lot to learn. We've got lots of things to still work on. We can do things better than what we've done again today. We've got frustrated at times today. We give the ball away cheap, but there's an energy in the side that wants to go and work extremely hard and try and win football matches. And as I've said all along, if they continue working like that and trying to do the right things at the right time, you know, we're going to lose football matches, and we have to accept that. But as long as we're getting that energy and everyone's working hard, and they see that the crowd see that the players want to work hard and get wins, then I think we're going to be pushing in the right area for the rest of this season, not alone in the next sort of 2 or 3 games.
It's funny, isn't it? On Tuesday you praised the crowd for the way they lifted us in the last half hour Tuesday. Today, quite subdued. Was that a fair reflection on the game as well?
I think it probably was. I mean, I think it was like a pre-season friendly, and I said that at the start of the interview. Is that, you know, everything was really, really quiet and very, very solemn in terms of the atmosphere. But the crowd, they were good. The last sort of 10-15 minutes, they started to get behind the team and come under a little bit of pressure when they threw the extra body forward and started to lump it into the box. You know, young Percy's managed to clear one off the line from a free header. So, but the crowd started to get behind us then, and obviously we managed to get a third goal, which obviously helped and put the game to bed then.
Looking back to last Tuesday, a bit of controversy with Tom Bender sending off. You've had the chance to look at the video now, and what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a handball, but it's not sending off for me. As I said, and I keep saying it, and I'll say it again today, it has to be deliberate. For a red card to be shown and a penalty to be given, it has to be a deliberate handball, and we clearly see that the ball's hit Tom Bender in the stomach. We've got a video, we've got a photo at 9 o'clock printed with a big red ball mark on his chest. The ball's then gone and hit his arm, and maybe the ball would have gone in. So it's not something where he's flicked it over the bar or pulled the ball back or tried to stop a deliberate goal. He's put himself in front of the ball and the player, and the ball's hit him in the stomach, his arm, and they've put the rebound in, and obviously they're offside from that side of it. But for me, a sending off now has to be, if you're going to pull the ball back, or you're going to flick the ball over the goal area, or stop a deliberate goal by going in by actually diving like a goalkeeper and saving it, then that's a deliberate handball, and I think that's a red card. His was not a red card for me. It was a penalty at the end of the day, and I have to accept that, but it isn't a red card, and I think there's a double whammy. We speak about this double whammy, and we got punished there, as we got punished again today, because that for me isn't a penalty today.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Ian. Congratulations. 3 out of 3. Great start to the season.
Thanks very much.
We'll see you on Monday night.
Thanks.
So, Monday night then, the Saints at Chelmsford City. Kick off at Melbourne Park. National League South is at 7:45.